India's forex reserve just crashed. Does this mean something is about to go wrong with the economy? Listen till the end, because this is not just a number dropping. It is a signal that could quietly impact your money, your investment, and even the rupee. What you are seeing right now is not just a headline, it is an early signal. And the reason most people miss signals like this is because they focus only on the number instead of understanding what it actually means. Forex reserves are not just some abstract figure sitting in a report, they are India's financial defense system. They are what allows the country to stabilize its currency, manage imports, and absorb shocks when the global environment becomes unstable. So, when reserves start falling sharply, the real question is not how much did it fall. The real question is what pressure is building underneath the system. Forex reserves act like a buffer between India and the global chaos. When things go wrong globally, oil prices rise, capital flows reverse, currencies fluctuate. This buffer is what prevents immediate damage. For example, if the rupee starts falling too fast, the central banks can use the reserves to stabilize it. If imports become expensive, reserves help manage that pressure. So, in simple terms, reserves don't create growth, they protect the stability. And stability is what your money quietly depends on. So, why are they falling right now? Now, this is where most people misunderstand. A fall in reserves does not always mean money is leaving the country. A large part of this movement comes from the valuation changes. When gold prices fall globally, the value of gold held in reserves also drops, even if nothing is sold. Similarly, currency fluctuations change the dollar value of assets. So, part of this drop is technical. But here is the part that actually matters. There are also signs of underlying pressure, currency volatility, possible RBI intervention, global uncertainty increase, which means this is not just accounting noise. It is a combination of valuation and real stress signals. Right now, nothing looks broken. There is no panic, there is no crisis. And that is exactly why most people ignore this. Because financial problems don't start with a panic, they start with subtle shifts. If reserve continues to decline over time, it reduces the system's ability to absorb the shocks. And when a shock finally comes in, oil spikes, global slowdown, capital outflow, the impact becomes sharper. Now, this is where it becomes real. If the pressure builds and the rupee weakens, imports become expensive, inflation starts rising, and cost of living increases. At the same time, RBI may keep the interest rates higher, loans will stay expensive, and markets will become more volatile. So, even though you never track the forex reserves, they quietly influence your expenses, your EMIs, your investment return. This is how macro turns into personal. Now, most people react in two ways. They either panic or they completely ignore it. Both are wrong. Because the real advantage in finance does not come from reacting late. It comes from understanding the early signals and adjusting before the crowd. Right now, this is not a crisis, but it is not meaningless either. It is a warning layer. Every financial cycle gives early signals. Most people don't recognize them until the impact becomes obvious. By then, it is too late. Right now, nothing has broken, but something has shifted. And the difference between people who have stayed ahead and people who struggle is simply this: who understand the shift early.